Yeah, I was saying the hardest part for me in keeping my energy up for small crowds is when I'm doing new bits. And this comedian, they said to me, the audience doesn't know you're doing a new bit. So if you deliver it like it's a new bit, then it's going to come across like a new bit. But if you deliver it like it's, you've been doing it for a while, which is difficult within itself.
That's hard to do. I mean, because you got to be like a salesman. You got to be like you can be selling it when you're not even sure how it's going to go.
So first of all, I want you to work on your lighting here. It's very pale and I'm backlit, so which means I'm invisible.
I find the difficulty in doing that is remembering what I want to say. Because when I give it the energy like I'm doing a joke I've been doing for a while, I know my rhythm, I know my energy, I know how to sell it. So if I'm trying to sell it like I'm doing my old stuff, then I'll be so into that moment, that I may forget where I'm trying to go with it.
It's the same with acting. It's the same, when you get really into like how you're performing it, you forget the line.
Yeah.
We're actors. We're honestly, it's the new stuff though. The new stuff is never at the level as the stuff you've worked on for a long time. That's like you've crafted and that's honed, and then you go to the new stuff and it just doesn't have the same energy and the same quick lines.
So I didn't know that Bernadette was a crazy cat lady until at one point in our marriage we had 3 cats, and she was reprimanding one of our cats as I was leaving the house. She said, "Oscar, leave your brother alone. Oscar Joseph." I was like, "Do our cats have middle names?" She said, "Of course they do, they're people."
The irony is that when you do stuff on stage and it's improv, like it just happens naturally, then that you can never capture that energy.
Sometimes I'll do it again.
Really?
Yeah. We were talking about like when you do new bits, like how the discipline of even trying to do a new bit, and like you write it down on a napkin, then you forget the napkin, but you have to like sort of have it in your mind. You want to talk about hemorrhoids, or whatever it is, and then you might do it.
I usually go up with him.
Or the hemorrhoid bit is mine. So I'm a little concerned that you're getting into my area.
You think you take more risks when it's like a small crowd because you're like, it's just a small crowd.
No, I will take more risks. I may take more risks when it's a small crowd, but my energy's better with a larger crowd because I feed off of their energy.
Well, I think everyone's like that.
And
right?
and that's what I try when I'm thinking. When I'm thinking and going on stage, I'll make a conscious effort. Like I'm gonna give them the same energy I would a big crowd. If I don't do it that way, then I may tend to half-ass a smaller crowd.
I always like those kind of I love those kind of proposals, like a hike, because it's like you kind of have to say yes, because there's a good chance if you say no, he's going to murder you. You know, like they bring you to a cliff, we're on Niagara Falls, would you like to marry me? No. She jumped, she was very sad. She wanted to marry me, and I wouldn't ask her. So,
Do you remember the vault? The vault was like,
I remember the
vault was like you could really just. We all did it so much that for me it was like I would take a lot of risks there. I would bring new stuff. I mean, I remember like when Jim Norton was like, this is years ago, but he was like, you don't have to kill on a Tuesday. Go bring new stuff every set you have. And the vault was like where I would just do not just crowd stuff, but like I would just like go, I'm gonna bomb tonight. I'm gonna bomb. I write these 5 new things in the 7 minutes or whatever that you get. And even on like the weekends when they would pay me to host on a Sunday or something, I just was like so committed to that. And you take more risks and you just like work that muscle.
Mostly at that time when I first started off, I got a lot of gigs where I was hosting. So I felt like I thought I had to have new material every week. So I did that. But I think it worked to my disadvantage in this instance, is that when it came for auditions, I didn't have a polished 3 minutes, 90 seconds, even 30 seconds.
I just refuse to do an old joke tonight. That's what I'm doing. I'm comedy filibustering. Right?
I'll come up with shit and then I'm doing that again.
I'll say that, but it doesn't. It's like doing crack cocaine is never the same as the first time. I guess you have to have done
It depends.
crack cocaine to really understand. You know what I'm saying? I apologize for that.
Well, we
for
always-
those who have never done crack before.
We always say how great crack is. Like, this brownie is so good, it's like crack cocaine. Well, maybe crack isn't that good if it ruins your life, but the brownie is just good in the
Yeah, but
moment.
doesn't the brownie ruin your life? If you have too much of it?
That didn't work out. But I did have really, I have a lot of awkward moments in my life, and this was one of them. I met a very little person. It was a little person, and he had the same hat. So that was awkward, and at first, but then, I just took it from him, because that's the way I roll.